This is my ugly blanket. And the reason I say ugly is not that it's a scrap blanket. They're ugly too, for me. Mine, anyway. But this one was some yarn I ordered offline at web or yarn.com, do web something. And I thought, it looked pretty, but then I seen all the abrupt colors. I don't like matchy, but sometimes this gives that marble look I don't like necessarily, and I'm just double crocheting a blanket. There's a few places where I did some like bobbles and some bobbles and some cross stitches because I get bored. I have to change it up once in a while. So some ribbing kind of stuff there. I even did, I think, some. Is this one the one I did some Tunisian on? Yep, it is. And it's pretty wide, and it's chunky yarn, so it's pretty heavy. But I'm just doing that. I think I like photo booth better than doing live YouTube. Even though I use my iPhone on both, it's just a little different getting it to position right, or where you can see the stitches and stuff, on doing it through the YouTube app versus just doing it here on the Photoshop, because I think you can fairly see my stitches now, and I got that center thing activated, which it'll do its own thing here once in a while. It'll try to center it or whatever. Yeah, see? So you can see my stitches. I wasn't much caring for that at first. And I'm sure watching the video probably wouldn't make anybody extremely happy. But I can't get it set right for it just to stay where I want it. And sometimes you do need to zoom in so you can see. But I don't have the option to be able to do that. I've tried. And this is probably the best you can see my stitches when I'm crocheting. I've given up on loom. The looms I use are just too big for you to really see what I'm doing. Maybe one day I'll get my hat looms out that are small and show through those. But yeah, I'm just this row I'm just double crocheting all the way across. And I'm using a size J hook. Let's see if I can. Nope. Since it's on that center thing, it's gonna do its own thing. I probably bet if I moved it, it would do other things, but see, and then that's out of frame, so I gotta move back over. I'm in my swivel recliner, and I'm just sitting up. Normally I would prefer to recline back, but I'm afraid I'll knock the computer over, knock the tripod over. Let's see, right there. And see that marble look I'm talking about? You know, I've never been a fan about that. People that put like 2 strands of DK together get that, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Maybe for like an in-between, but where it's marbled like that so much throughout the whole thing, I'm just not a fan. Center again would be nice. don't know how people get their YouTube videos to look so professional. Or, you know, where it's right on the stitches where they can see and right zoomed in there. They probably got all the fancy equipment. I'm just using my phone and my computer. And if I really had someone that wanted me to show them how to do something, I would try to make sure you could really tell on it. Let's sit back and see what happens. Oops. And I've got the baseball game on mute, so I look up there every once in a while. It's not my team playing, my team's the Royals, just because I was born in Kansas City and, you know, try to stick with a local-ish team. Don't live in Kansas City or nothing, but I'm still from Kansas. Kansas or Missouri, you know, I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, but most of the people. And then my boyfriend's from Texas, or my husband actually now. So he used to call me my boyfriend for the last many years. But, and I've even tried to use the desk view. I think I'm just gonna sit back down. I think I can see it better when I was sitting down. And that thing didn't go crazy. But anyway, he's a Rangers fan, and the Rangers or the Royals aren't doing the best this year for sure. I never really followed baseball too much. My dad did, but I never followed it too much till last year when it got to postseason. Then I really was into it. I watched all the Royal games until they were out of it, and I just wish I knew more about the abbreviations and the stat stuff and all that. I have no clue when they have most of that stuff out of there anymore. I don't know the teams, because, you know, it used to be Cleveland Indians, you know, and so it's just so hard to keep up with that when you haven't followed it. Now, football, I can pretty much, I know all that, because I've watched football probably my entire life. And it's something I did with my dad, and he's the one that got me into the football. And I liked the Chiefs before Mahomes, when they really, really sucked. And there's so many people that's jumped on the Chiefs bandwagon, and no, it's not because of Taylor Swift. They just jumped on the bandwagon when someone started winning. Now, I can't say I'm a Royals fan, lose or win, because, you know, I've really never got into them. But football, I'll say I'm a Kansas City fan, lose or win. I just get so frustrated with people now that are following the Chiefs because they've had, you know, winning records, and then as soon as they start losing, it's like they talk crap on them, you know, and then they decide they like a different team because they're doing good. And it's just not the way to be a true fan. You know, it really isn't. Yeah, I feel like this is being able to be seen a little better. If I could just figure out how to get that to zoom in without, or to, you know, to come in without automatically doing it. So of course I'm going to sit here and play with it for a minute, just because. Now if I go over here, go view, will it tell me I can? Nope. I thought maybe it would tell me that I I could zoom in or out, but it does not. Even the window. Move and resize camera. Nope. So it's really not gonna portrait. I don't know about all these settings because, like I said, I don't know. I know nothing. And I think, I don't know, maybe center stage is, because I would think it would let me zoom in, but I probably gotta mess with the camera, then I'll mess it all up. So I guess I'll just put it back on center stage. Definitely did not like the desk view because you gotta have your camera just right, or apparently I have to have the camera just right. Well, that's all I'm gonna do for this one for now, but my ugly blanket is coming along and it's getting to where it's not so ugly. See, that's where I did the Tunisian. That is right there. Just 1 or 2 rows, I think. Actually, it wasn't Tunisian, so to speak. It was linked double crochet, but it looks just like Tunisian. I would like to do a crochet along with somebody, but I have nobody in my community. I've got subscribers that probably just hit subscribe or hit like or whatever, so I go and do theirs, and I don't care, that's fine. But if I could just have one person that would like to, I don't know, get on here and watch and ask questions and talk, maybe, I don't know, then I'd have some idea what to do or what somebody would like to see. And I know probably this first month or so is probably going to be me just finally coming to grips with I need to do it on Photoshop and upload the video and edit it if I figure that out. But as long as, even with the dumb thing bouncing around up and down and doing its own thing, I still think, at least on this crochet thing, it can be seen better. And just, I mean, because like appears too high, you know, and I'm sure I could probably raise the camera a little bit, and then it wouldn't be out of, but you know, that's, I work right here on my lap anyway, so it just might not be down close enough more than it is because it's not up far enough. So I could always put it down more, I guess, but I think right here it can be seen. I just don't like that. That's not very good yarn too. Sometimes that prevents you from seeing a stitch really well too. See, I'm almost done with that side. And it's, like I said, pretty darn wide. I haven't measured it, but anyway, goodbye for now.